Welcome back, folks. Today's Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Born on this date in 1963, former NFL Pro Bowl offensive lineman Howard Ballard of Ashland. It's National Sandwich Day, so go make y'all a Dagwood. Today we have the big coaching change, a big fire in Birmingham, and what could happen to a house that was used in a classic Spielberg film. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama.
State Senator Jennifer Carroll Foy here, asking you to vote for my friend, Ghazala Hashmi, for Lieutenant Governor. She's a lifelong educator who's fought to expand job training, and Ghazala wrote the bill protecting Medicaid from Trump and MAGA extremists. Join me in voting for Ghazala Hashmi for Lieutenant Governor and Democrats up and down the ballot. Paid for by Workers Vote, 212-265-7000. Not authorized by any federal candidate or federal candidates committee. Workers Vote is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Auburn football is officially headed in a different direction. Although in one sense, the direction isn't exactly a different one for Auburn. AL.com staffers reported Sunday that Auburn fired coach Hugh Freeze after a 10-3 loss to Kentucky that dropped the Tigers to 4-5 overall and 1-5 in the SEC this season. Freeze's Auburn teams are 15-19 in his 2+ seasons on the Plains. Now, it's a familiar ending for Auburn football coaches. To varying degrees, every Tigers coach of the past half century, even those who experienced successful seasons and may have a field named after them, left the program after being fired or forced to step down. You have to go all the way back to Shug Jordan's 1975 departure to find a coach who left fully 100% on his own terms. Now, of course, firing a college football coach is expensive business these days. Auburn still has to pay Freeze more than $15 million. That's to not coach Auburn, when you and I have a lot more experience not coaching Auburn, but we don't get that gig. On Sunday, the Auburn Athletics Department named defensive coordinator DJ Durkin interim head coach. Durkin has 2 years of head coaching experience at Maryland, where he was fired after investigations into the death of a player in the program's culture. Now, he's been defensive coordinator at Ole Miss and Texas A&M, and he joined Auburn last year and led the defense to its best season statistically in several years. A fire that broke out Friday on Birmingham's south side affected at least 4 buildings and displaced at least 19 people, reports AL.com's Hannah Denham. No injuries were reported. The block that burned housed businesses and residents, mostly college-age singles. Several GoFundMe pages were organized to help those displaced, and they raised tens of thousands of dollars over the weekend. Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service Battalion Chief Clay Hendon said the main building affected by the fire is a total loss, and the other 3 could be as well. And the Fairhope farmhouse that was used to film the alien abduction scene from Close Encounters of the Third Kind has an uncertain future, reports AL.com's John Sharp. Back in 1977, the farmhouse had a rural setting and was used by director Steven Spielberg to represent an Indiana home. These days, the farmhouse is amid a growing subdivision, business projects, and a widened Route 181 with a Publix and a Wawa nearby. The Fairhope City Council gave a developer permission to move the house last November 21st. Plans were to use the house for office space with access to Route 104. Now, it's almost a year later, and no word yet on the fate of the house. The developer has until November 21st to provide an update. Now, by that date, according to City Planning Director Hunter Simmons, the developer needs to have secured a building permit for the project or to request an extension. Mayor Sherry Sullivan and other city officials have said they hope the developers create a historical marker for the house. Hey, if you will, leave us a rating on whatever app you use and check out today's Down in Alabama newsletter or my post on AL.com for the answers to Friday's quiz. Thanks so much for listening to us today. We will be back bright and early in the morning. Until then, come by anytime you can and see what we're working on the internet at AL.com.